Okay, I loaded the save file just a moment before we tried to go after the Bro Barathon, and firing on the spore mine with my bolter caused the bridge to collapse, so we are going to cross the rock bridge regardless. Keeping a wary eye on the hovering spore mine and its trailing tentacles. In particular, you set off across the rock arc. My purity is equal or greater than 11. With a prayer to your Primarch, you hurry across the rock bridge, keeping wary eye on the spore mine at all time. As you pass within a few meters of the thing, it starts to move towards you with a deadly purpose, only to detonate a moment later. By the time it does, you are already on the other side of the bridge and out of the range of the torrent of acid that erupts from the bioweapon as it dies. Continue to search for my battle brother. Bro Barathon's signal remains strong as you force a path through the derelict, scrambling over the fallen Cyclopean statuary, crossing the yawning gulf or inert plasma drive. By means of the twisted girder that is as long as a titan is tall, scaling the corrosion-pitted faced Prometheum tanker hull, until you at last find yourself walking along the processional avenue. It is wide enough for 2 Lehman Russ tanks to pass along a priest, and is lined with an obelisk that appeared to be cut from the strange black stone that seemed to glow with an inner green luminescence. Being a mighty Terminator space marine of an Imperial Fist chapter, you do not feel fear, but you have to admit a certain amount of trepidation as you approach the yawning portal at the end of the avenue. It is carved from the same gleaming stone as the obelisk, and for some reason reminds you of one of the sepulchral wells of the Imperium you have visited. But it's not the alien material which the gateways form that unsettles you the most, nor the fact the portal appears large enough to admit a god. It is the fact that held within it, the defiance of gravity, is pool of liquid, its rippling surface scattering the light from your suit searchlight across the canyon of the processional avenue. Your aspect return starts to crackle and falter, no doubt thanks to being so close to gravitic distortion caused by the pool. Thanks to the memories implanted by your indoctrination machine aboard the Handlax, you know that you are standing at the entrance to a tomb ship of the Necron tier, the race of beings ancient beyond reckoning, who were once the undisputed rulers of the galaxy. And yet, as far as you can tell, although your aspect is malfunctioning more and more by the second, but Bro Barathon lies somewhere within. I will attempt to pass through the portal pool and see where it takes me. As you take steps towards the simmering portal and then pause, taking a moment to compose yourself. When you are ready, with your very next step, you pass through it. Your suit's outer senses scream with the static distortion, and you feel inexplicable frozen right down to your marrow in your bones. And then you emerge from the other side of the quicksilver pool. But where are you? The chamber appears to be made of same black mineral as the processional avenue. However, set in the green-tinted obsidian are the geometric patterns of a gold-silver filigree circuitry. The alien sigils and hieroglyphs are everywhere, running in a long strip as if in mockery of the binary language of the tech priests of Mars. Even though you know this strange script predates that of almost any other civilization in the galaxy by tens of millions of years. You check your auspex again, but whatever it was that was interfering with its signals before persisting now that are inside the sepulchral tomb ship. The runes demarcating the position of your fellow battle brother throughout the derelict have been wiped from the scanner. You do what you can to appease the device's vexed machine spirit, and before it cut out altogether, one final scan locates 10 nodal points. These are connected by a maze of passageways, but just before your aspect dies altogether, the position of several of these seem to shift and change, as if the laws of time and space inside the Necron vessel do not mean what they do in physical universe. Curiously, but fortuitously, your helm internal compass still operational, as if some massive electrical force is creating its own magnetic field, by means of which you will be able to navigate your way through the tomb ship. Behind you stands a shimmering portal, by which you enter the silent sepulchral craft. In front of you is nothing but a wall of black marble, inset with sunken hieroglyph circuitry. The only routes open to you are to leave the chamber by the green glowing passageway heading east, or its opposite counterpart to the west. Is there no map? No. Okay, let's head east. You pass beneath an ornate archway inlaid with a golden glyph circuitry and find yourself what looks like a large mausoleum. At the same time, a shimmering curtain of energy ignites within the portal behind you. This is the point designated as Node 6 by your aspect. Examine the chamber. You gaze about you with a mixture and awe, wonder and downright contempt for the ancient alien race that created this edifice. The chamber is shaped like an inside of a pyramid. Only 2 exits lead away from here. There are portals in the northern and the western wall sepulchre, the latter sizzling with a screen and lurid green energy. But it is not the exit that grabbed your attention. At the center of the chamber stands an altar-like structure adorned with all manner of Necron glyphs. Above it, suspended from the column crackling green filaments, is a huge faceted crystal that must be at least 2 meters in diameter. The light being emitted by the crystal limes, the robotic death's head carvings, and the glittering hieroglyph circuitry with its eerie emerald luminance. But even this incredible structure is not enough to wholly distract you from the body lying beside the altar. Approaching it, you soon discover it is a dusty skeleton of man. A mummified remains were an ostentatious garb of a rogue trader nobleman. Although the brocade of the corpse jacket is now faded with age, it would appear that this poor wretch has been here for a very, very long time. Examine the rogue trader's body closely. Along with an indent medallion and a signet ring bearing Antiquin representation of the Imperial Aquila, you find a vintage data slate. As you pull the document storage device free from the dead man's skeletal creep, several finger bones snap off and come away with it. Yeah. It is only as you are brushing the dust from its corrosion-pitted screen that you realize that the same dust must have once been the flesh of the rogue trader himself. Ugh. The data slate's power cell dried up a long time ago, but connecting the device to a port in your armor, you're able to coax it back to the wakefulness once more. Reading the annotation of those entries that remain uncorrupted within, it soon becomes apparent that you are reading the dead man's data journal, whose name it turns out to be Baron Matthias Starstrider Lalias, Master of the One Sabranov. Along with the information regarding the price of mastodon tusks and the saber bear furs on the Jotunheim in the Ymir sector, not to mention the crew manifest for the One Sabranov. You finally come across a reference to the Herald of Oblivion itself. It seems that the Baron Elias and some 30 men of his crew, not including the servitors, boarded the Space Hulk 118 years ago with the intention of plundering of its archaeotech. The last entry refers to the network of power nexuses that Elias believed to have to be destroyed in order him and his men to escape the tomb ship. The data journal having revealed its secrets to you, what do you want to do now? Examine the crystal more closely. As you approach the crystal, its pulsing luminescence makes you feel sick to the pit of your stomach. There is something unholy about the malign energy being giving off. You are sure of it. You cannot be certain of what purpose for which it has been created. But as it was created by the undying Necrontyr, it cannot be for anything good. Open fire on the crystal with my storm bolter. The crystal explodes under your bolter's bombardment, showering you with the chips of emerald. The eerie luminescence is extinguished and the sepulchral chamber plunges into darkness. Other than for the flickering light of the western portal, you have destroyed the power nexus. Leave the chamber. Where do you want to leave? How do you want to leave the pyramid thing? Has there been any map? Inventory? I don't have any. Okay, to the north. The never-ending tunnels divide again. East. Enter the chamber. The passage you are following turns on the... This is note 9. Examine the chamber. The chamber is octagonal in shape with more of the ancient circular, semicircular and linear patterns of a Necron circuitry adorning its walls. Set into marble-like substance on the floor is composed are conduits of radiate with more intense form of light that seems to permeate every passageway, compartment and the labyrinth vessel. These power conduits connect to a crystalline structure at the center of the chamber. It looks like a huge green diamond. All light refracting fractal faced faces and the 2 meters in diameter. Set within the plinth composed of the same metal stone materials as much as the rest of the tomb ship. The emerald light pulsing from the huge crystal makes you feel cold to your very core. For some inexplicable reason, it is as if your subconscious mind is trying to tell you that there is something very wrong here and to beware. But you are not a tech marine initiated in the way of priest of a man, so there's very little you can actually do here. I have a feeling that I need to save here. Open fire on the crystal with my storm bolter. The roar of your storm bolter echoes loudly within the confined chamber, the mass reactive cells impacting against the huge crystal, first fracturing it before blasting it apart utterly, sending shards of glassy mineral flying around the chamber like so much jade shrapnel. Painfully aware of how much noise your attack produced, you decide to leave the chamber again before any of the Tombship's guardians stir from their slumber of eons to investigate what's going on, determining to which exit to use. Let's head north. Follow the passage. Heading east. Enter the vault. What? This is the second time I have been here. Your act of sabotage has not gone unnoticed. Standing before strange stone metal plinth of implacable giant of Necron, the glimmering green luminescence reflects darkly from its tarnished metal form, endless aeons having stolen the sheen of its once gleaming metal body. The fleshless features of the giant would strike fear in the hearts of lesser mortals. But you are a Terminator, brother of the Imperial Fist chapter, and the only emotion their presence stirs in you is one of rage and fury provoked by the arrogance that these ancient rulers of the stars believe that they can now return and reclaim that was once theirs, but which now rightfully belongs to the Emperor of mankind. Deliver the Emperor's vengeance. You prepare to enact vengeance upon the soulless machine. Necron Immortal. For Dorn! The fight is over. Victory. Victory. Seriously, is there any kind of map here? Okay. To east. This is Node 4. Examine the chamber. In each and every of niches of the skeletal figure, the metal mockery of man, embodied of the archetypical image of death itself. The rightly so, for these are the deathless warriors of Necron tier who have scaled up their flesh and blood from forms millions of years ago in service of the star gods they worshipped. Okay, so we are going to basically have a fight here. Damage. A glance. And 2 damage. And a crit. Victory! The fight is over. The undying warriors are still. Their component parts let's just now take that 1 health. Anyway, I think we have been in this node already. So, eastern exit. You're in the crossroads. Head south. This is node 1. Accompanied by the almost imperceptible robotic wiring, what is clearly a weapon mount tracks your movement as you breach the chamber. At the same time, the crystal prism within it begins to glow with a sinister emerald light. You're in no doubt that the weapon is charging in a readiness to fire. There are only two ways out of this chamber, through the archway in the north wall and another to the east. If the weapon is same kind as in some Necron monoliths, I don't want to be here. Leave the chamber as quickly as possible. Moving as quickly as your Terminator armor will allow you, you make for an exit, praying that the Emperor is watching your progress with beneficent eyes. My purity score is greater than 8. Emperor is clearly smiling upon your endeavors this day. The potentially lethal beam of molecular shredding Gauss energy misses you by a hair's breadth, and you manage to escape the chamber unharmed. But which exit were you aiming for? East? Okay, so we are basically back in the beginning. Head west. Damn it. Leave. North. West. Not 4 again! Kill. Okay, now our manometer is full again. The fight is over. Victory. West. Node 9. This is twice I have been here. The metal body of the giant Necron immortal that you previously defeated still lies on the floor of the chamber. South. Passage, follow. South. This is node 6. God damn it! We have been here already. Go west. No. God damn it! Again! North. North. This is node 3, okay. The floor is etched with yet more radiating patterns of gold and silver hieroglyph circuitry, which all connect at the foot of an obsidian black blind. Rising from the top of the blind is a pyramidal crystal, a meter and a half wide in every side, which pulls with a lurid green light. This turn bathes the chamber with its eerie radiance. There is something unsettling about the crystal and the lurid luminance it's putting out. You can feel an uncomfortable, uncomfortable pressure in your ears and the thrumming vibration through the circuit inlaid stones at your feet. However, before you can do anything to resolve this problem, something that covered in the dust of ages rises from the floor from the chambers, the jointed legs hanging down from its bulbous body, giving it appearance of some alien arachnid. The canopec spider arises from where it was working the maintenance of power conduit connected to the crystal and glides towards you. Limbs twitching, its multi-camera eyes wiring as they focus on you. As you in turn prepare to defend yourself. And for Dorn, the fight is over. The arachnoid construct destroyed, you turn your attention to the crystal atop the black marble pint. The canopec spider exists to maintain the ancient Necron tube complexes and the ships of the harvester fleets. When you arrived within the chamber, the spider appeared to be carrying out the maintenance work of one of the conduits leading to or from the crystal. Could the green glowing mineral have something to do with the operation of the Doomship systems? And if so, would destroying it help you complete your mission here? Fire on the crystal. You have destroyed the power nexus. Okay. South. South. Node 1. North. East. North. Node 5. Passing beneath the archways of glittering green marble, you have entered the darkened vault. The walls which are set with carvings of skull-like robotic faces. This is Node 5. Examine the chamber. The sight of dead robotic faces unnerves even one with your stalwart resolve. There are only two ways out of the chamber, through the arch exit to the east and the other to the south. Your metallic footfalls ringing from the stone metal floor, you start to make your way across the chamber. My purity score is equal or greater to 12. An unnerving feeling, like a tingling foresight that feels like an ice water trickling down your spine, makes you stop. You turn in time to see a hideous apparition pass straight through one of the solid obsidian walls, which is alive with an ethereal corposant at the point where the grotesque spectre has just emerged. Get myself ready for a combat. The wraith-like entity hunched insectoid body trails away to nothing more than an articulate vertebrae tail that ends in a crackling coils. It comes at you then, with its tail slung forward beneath it. Its raking, glittering blade pincers outstretched. Fight. It's a wraith. Ow. 3 turns. Oh, great. Glance. 3 damage. And 2 damage. 5 damage already. Well, just 5 damage at least. Victory. With the immediate threat eradicated, you choose the way out of the chamber. South. Okay, let's go back to North. This is North 5, yes. We also recalling your encounter with the Wraith and how seemed to appear out of nowhere, you keep your weapon ready as you make your way across the chamber. chamber under the scrutinying gaze of the deathless faces set on the walls. Wheels of fate. Fist. Skull fist. Everything is still. Okay. Okay. Let's head east. Northward. The passages leads off to west and south. There is also a portal to north. Let's head to the portal. You find yourself at another chamber within the black marble circuitry inlaid tomb-shaped tunnels. To the north is a highly ornamented archway, and beyond the cyclopean chamber that, by your estimation at least, must be the very heart of the Necron tombship. This area is likely to be guarded. You have a feeling that you should destroy as many power crystals before heading into that directions. We have taken at least 4. Let's go. Actually, yes. Let's go north. You pass beneath the highly ornamented archway and enter the cyclopean chamber that, by your estimation, is the very heart of the chamber. Is as large as several combat chapels aboard the phalanx put together, and is dominated by the huge door set in the far walls opposite. They bear an imposing device of Necron terror. A skull-like steel face at its center. In front of this, in the middle of the floor, the huge hemispherical crystals sit in an ornate gold and silver setting, glowing with a sinister inner luminosity that makes you feel as if you are deep below an ocean, and deep below the ocean of some watery alien world. Either side of the sunken crystal hemisphere stands 2 grotesque gleaming steel statues that resemble some manner of huge alien arthropod. 2 more grand portals, one in the east wall of the chamber and one to the west, stand in the line with the crystal, each one containing an impossible vertical pool of liquid silver within its cleft-edged frame. As you stand and stare in mute amazement at this monument to the dead alien race that once ruled the heavens, the sudden flicker of movement alerts you to danger you are in. With creak, crack, and of seized metal joint moving again, 2 arthropod automatons animate and scuttle down from their pedestals. They zigzag across the floor towards you, layers of subroutines within their alien cogitator cores, determining that they deal with you as they would deal with any who would desecrate the tomb of the Harbinger with their mere presence. These monstrous construct metallic mouth parts click-clacking together. You have no choice but to meet the Tombstalker in battle. First Tombstalker. Hit. One dead Tombstalker now. Good. Hey, a crit. The fight is over. Victory. The cacophonous thumbing pass chord, like a blaring of some ancient carnick's horn, shakes the sepulchre as it sounds. At the same time, the gigantic sarcophagus doors on the far side of the chamber crack open. The reach of nitrogen gas gusting and curling between them. The waves of light being emitted by the glowing crystal hemisphere pulse rhythmically like a heartbeat. By trespassing in this place, you have evoking the sleeping god that lies in state here. The hand the size of tank dozer blade grips the edge of one of those doors as a living metal colossus pulls itself from the sarcophagus in which it has left for endless aeons. Held within the steel-silver grasp of its other hand is what looks like an ancient staff of power, only that is several meters in length. Set into the end of the staff is a cut crystal made of the same material as the hemisphere pulsing at the heart of the chamber. And there is another crystal that could be the hemisphere's twin. The two crystals pulse in synchronicity. Only the second is visible at the center of the construct massive armor-plated chest. The Colossus seems to wear evaporating nitrogen gas that clings to its ice-shrined automaton body like a mantle. Then Sleeper turns its furious gas-green gaze on you. You have awoken the Harbinger of Woe, and for this sacrilege you will pay with your life. Taking its immense staff in both hands now, it pointing its glittering tip in your direction. Okay, our options are to attack the gigantic Necron, or attempt to destroy the pulsing crystal. Okay. There's a good point to make a save, and also we had some information here. Beware the sleeping god, beware the Harbinger of Woe. They are basically the same thing. This is a sleeping god, yeah. When the death dies, look to the west. Okay, when we kill him, let's go for west. Attempt to destroy the pulsing crystal. What weapon do you have at your disposal that could possibly damage the crystalline power nexus? I have a feeling the Stormbolter will get me killed here. Use the Thunder Hammer that I found. Dodging a bolt of disintegrating energy that streams from the tip of the Harbinger staff. You swing a Radamus's hammer over your head and bring it down hard on top of the crystal hemisphere. It connects with a resounding crack that jars your arms and sends you reeling. But when you look back at the crystal, it seems that the damage you have dealt it, all you can see is a hairline of fracture in the top of the crystal. Even a Thunder Hammer is not powerful enough to destroy the power nexus. Oh shit. Well, take the fight to the gigantic Necron. Weapons at ready, a resolute war cry on your lips. You charge towards the giant Necron, determined to smite it with the power of your holy righteousness. In response, the Harbinger blasts you with a bolt of wild green lightning that emanates from the tip of the shaft. You lose 5 wounds. What do you want to do next? Well, we know that we cannot destroy the crystal, so we will press on our attack on the Harbinger. The Harbinger of Woe bears down on you, and you prepare to sell your life dearly. As you start to move, the Harbinger turns its baleful gaze upon you, letting the stream of molecular shredding gauze energy fist your armor. Then your flesh until your very bones are divided into component atoms. The tomb of Harbinger has now become your tomb. Your adventure is at the end. God damn it. We are not giving up. Okay, flee the chamber. And it kills us. Use the data file. Destroy the crystal, fire the Stormbolter. You open fire, unleashing the divine wrath of Emperor upon the crystal, but your attack does not even scratch the surface of the pulsing hemisphere. Try something else. Use the thunder hammer I found. Yeah, the thunder hammer doesn't have any. Yes. Let's attempt to destroy it. Okay, play, and my adventure is at end. So possibly we are going to reload. Okay. North takes us to the heart of the tomb. East. Note 10. Oh! As you continue on your way, your searchlight illuminates something lying on the ground further along the passageway. The gleaming yellow power armor is unmistakable. It is on Imperial fists. You have found Bro Barathon. Brother, you try into your helm com, expecting the vox to work at so close range. Receiving no reply, you try again. Bro Barathon. Still nothing. Warily you approach your fallen battle brother. What you see shocks you to the core. Bro Barathon's helmet is missing, and is one arm brace, allowing you to see quite clearly what has happened to him. His face is nothing but a fleshless skull, his arm nothing but a glistering bone. Some powerful discharge has literally stripped the flesh from his bones. Suddenly realizing the potential danger you could be in, you take a step back and then take in the glittering portal of Gauss emitters. Insect with writing circuit, green crystal and black stone metal. Bro Barathon clearly triggered a trap when he passed along the passageway underneath the archway, but in doing so he also drained it of all its energy, saving you from the same fate. Lying beside the Barathon's body, out of range of the lethal energy discharge, is his war gear, his heavy flamer with stencilized marker of 6? 7? And the plasma bombs he was carrying at the start of his mission. Do you notice now? Notice now that the bombs are type 40 explosives. Do you take the heavy flamer? Yes, I will take the heavy flamer. Okay, heavy flamer, take the flamer. Enter the clandestine code. Okay, proceed to the tomb ship. How do I check the map? Flamer rounds 80, okay. Now fuck it, head east. Follow the passageway. You have entered a small chamber formed from the same stone metal substance as the rest of the tomb ship. On the western wall is a large Necron etching depicting many corridors and chambers. You conclude that you are currently in. Your current location is the chamber with a large circle over it. Okay, we are now here. The arch exits are set into other 3 walls. Okay, north is here. Okay. We know that node 1 is a death trap. We have been in node 6, node 9, and node 10. Possibly node 5 also. Okay, Okay, we need to go north. And then downside, okay. North. Note 7. Examine the chamber. A distant wall of the chambers are lined with the archives with 20 meters away stands a pyramid, dark stone and black metal, 5 meters wide at its base. Steps leads up to the flattening top, where you can see a pulsing green crystal with, I don't know, climb the crystal. Reaching at the top of the pyramid, you find the sun-gold surface of the armor transforming the cyclic green under the pulsing glow of the energy crystal mounted in its altar-like setting. You have seen such crystals and utilized by the Necrons host elsewhere, from the armaments of the warrior of the Colossus Highlands. And then the imposing statue jerks into unnatural life, the sigil on its chest glowing with a sinister inner radiance, raising its twin-barrel gas blaster. Its face in placement metal mask, it prepares to fulfill its ceremonial duty to protect the energy crystal with what little semblance of life it has left. Fight! Another immortal. A hit. The fight is over. The light in the immortal eye fades. Favored of servant of its dynastic master stumbles onto the altar. Its dense metal body hits the crystal, causing it to shatter. The energy is contained within the crystal erupt outwards as the ribbons of scratching gas energy. You lose 3 wounds. I am still alive. As the crystal energy contained within the crystalline structure dissipates, the chamber is plunged into darkness. Hoping that none of the mausoleum's other sleeping guardians will animate in reaction to the destruction of the power nexus, you descend its steps of the pyramid. Depart this place as quickly as I can. Okay, and we are heading west. Okay, continue through the corridors. East. We are now in node 2. Okay, good. What you see as you enter the chamber brings you to a sudden halt. In the eastern wall there stands a gigantic portal 10 meters high, almost as much across. It is adorned with all manners of Necron tier cartoons, motherboards and golden hieroglyphic circuits. But as you stare in the portal, you see yourself. You take a step closer to the archway and your mirror image does the same. And then, at that moment, a ripple passes through the surface of the reflecting pool held within the portal in the defiance of gravity. It is similar to the one by which you first entered the Necron tube ship. Could this possibly be the way out? Other than for the dark mirror portal, there are 2 other ways out of this chamber. Okay. East. Maybe the... We are going south. East. Enter the vault. And we are now in node 9. Okay, we have been here already. East. We are now in node 4. And we have already been here too. Damn it. East and north, node 3. Examine the chamber. The pyramidal chamber remains in darkness after you destroy it. We have already been here, god damn it. Back to south and east, south, node 8. Rising from the floor, the center of the pyramid is columned what looks like a black marble. Setting the top of a huge crystal pulses with a sickly emerald radiance. The skittering sound draws your attention from the menacing power nexus to the shimmering, rippling host that is moving en masse towards you from holes in the wall to where you stand at the center of the pyramid. The beetle-like construct are moving at speed and with sinister purpose. Some even start to rise into the air with the shimmering quicksilver wings. You have no choice but to fight Scarab's Swarm. Fight is over. Victory. The mechanical insects are now just so much scrap metal and sparkly secretly at your feet. You turn your attention to the crystal once more, and then thought crosses your mind. Did the swarm launch an attack on you because you intruded into the chamber, or were they specifically protecting the crystal? And if it was the latter, I open the fire on the crystal with my storm boulder. Your rattling boulder fire comes back at you, sounding painfully loudly with the confines of the pyramid. The boulder serve blasts the huge crystal apart, emerald shards flying through the air like so much jade shrapnel. Not wanting to throw another swarm scarab down upon you, you decide to leave the chamber as quickly as possible. Leave the chamber. And now we are heading north. And north. Okay, this is the same place where we find the raid. Everything is still. Okay. Head to south. And west. save here. South. Okay, try to take out the alien weapon at range. You're adventure. Never mind then. Okay. Head north. You have already been here. Or Dorn. South. South. What? No, 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 no. Leave the chamber as quickly as possible. North. East. South. We have been here. East. North. Yeah, we know. The fight is over, victory. Okay. Now we're back here again. So, attempt to destroy the pulsing crystal. Use the plasma bomb. Okay, priming the plasma bomb, you recover from the Bro Barathon. You hurl them towards the center of the chamber, avoiding the stream of green fire that erupts from the tip of the Harbinger's staff. A mere moments later, the explosive detonates. The shockwave lifts you off your feet, carrying you across the chamber out of the way of the colossal Necrons' next devastating attack. As the smoke clears, you risk a glance towards the center of the sepulchre, which see that the power nexus has been destroyed. Okay, we need those bombs then. But how many power nexuses have you destroyed in total? 4 or more. The construct stops middle stride and topples to the ground as an unfathomable energies contained within it remain contained no longer. I need to have a little drink. Just a moment. Coruscating ribbons of energy blast outwards from its colossal form, drawing reciprocating waves of golden fire from the fizzing silvering circuitry. The light of the Harbinger's eyes grow in intensity, as does the within the walls set in the Harbinger's chest. You suspect that the Harbinger's death throes will be a scale of comparable to its size. You know you have to get as far away from the sepulchre as quickly as possible, but which exit will you leave? Run through the simmering portal in the west wall. Ah! We all know what Epistolary said. Look to the west. But still. Quick save. West. There is a moment of unsettling dislocation that feels like your guts have been torn inside out as the Harbinger explodes catastrophically behind you. You find yourself back at the end of the procedural avenue where you originally entered the tomb ship. The booming detonation and crackling eruptions of cause fire, now only sensor coast, echo in your helm's auto sensors. You gain 3 purity. Further explore the Herald of Oblivion. Yes. I think we will continue from here in the next episode.